Hi cuties, welcome back to my channel and happy new year. It is officially 2025. New year, new me. Just kidding. I'm the same old little Sagittarius. You guys, it's 2025 and we already have back-to-back makeup releases. I mean, if I went over every single one, we'd be talking for like 5 hours. So I decided to dissect them and pick out the ones that really stood out to me. Now, the first release we're gonna get into is a complexion product, and this is by the one and only Makeup Forever. So Makeup Forever is releasing their Super Boost Lightweight Moisturizing Skin Tint. I feel like that is a mouthful. Also, if you see me looking down, I have my computer in front of me and I just wanna make sure that I read off all the claims, all the facts that I was able to get about these products, and I am going to get into the prices as well. This is a moisturizing and visibly plumping skin tint with sheer to medium coverage that leaves a radiant, healthy skin finish and a non-oily feel. So to me, just reading this little claim right here, I feel like this is going to be for people who like a more softer, just a more lightweight application, and I kind of feel like we're going into that in 2025. Even though we saw that a lot in 2024, I just feel like we're gonna see this all 2025. For a little while, I thought Full Glam was coming back. After One Size released their foundation, I was kind of seeing more brands kind of go like full glam with their campaigns and their marketing. But I also feel like there's still this big wave of kind of like clean beauty, or not necessarily clean meaning like the ingredients, but just kind of like clean looking, very soft, very minimal. So this is definitely giving me soft and minimal. And I do feel like just immediately seeing this verbiage and these claims, to me, this is going to be something that I think is going to be more suitable for those who have dry skin, and again, for those who just want like very effortless, even skin. Makeup Forever is saying, give your complexion an instant and long-lasting boost with a comfortable gel-like formula. So they're claiming it hydrates and smooths and improves skin's quality. It has a unique push-to-dispense tube offering customizable coverage with a precise control. Now, if you're not familiar with skin tints, this is just something that's going to give you even skin. It's like a veil of color on your face. It's really not meant to cover anything more than like a medium coverage foundation. And this is basically all we're getting with this foundation, which is perfectly fine because Makeup Forever does offer other foundations that are very, very full coverage. Now, this foundation does have some skincare claims. It says that it has hyaluronic and polyglutamic acids. I also see that the packaging is kind of giving skincare too. That's something that I feel like we are going to see in 2025, is a lot of brands changing their complexion products to kind of give off more of a skincare vibe. And that's just to kind of like cross skincare with makeup. To me, it's all marketing. But it's kind of reminding me of the MAC foundation, which was also meant to give like a radiant appearance. They were also trying to go for like very lightweight, but like, you know, you get a little bit more coverage. Now there's a total of 18 skin tints, which at first I was kind of like, I don't know, but we gotta remember, you guys, they're skin tints. So skin tints, because again, they're not meant to give the most coverage, they're very easy to adjust on different skin tones. Most of the time when you have skin tints that have like a smaller shade range, it usually means that they're more adaptable to different skin tones because the coverage is not as high. Just based on the amount of shades, and I'm looking at the shades and the swatches here, to me, these lean a little bit more neutral, so I feel like this is something that's gonna be more adaptable to different skin tones. Okay, now let's talk about the price, because she is $36, which to me, for Makeup Forever, is actually not that bad. I feel like Makeup Forever foundations typically kind of range between like 35 to even like 55. I think the last one that they came out with was kind of steep in price. It was like between like 45 and 55. Don't quote me though. I'm just thinking that off the top of my head. So $36, but at the same time, you know, you're not getting full coverage foundation. So just keep that in mind. So this next release I am very excited for, and I actually already purchased one item from this collection. And this release is by the one and only Miss Huda Beauty. She released an entire ube themed birthday collection. I think it's actually for her birthday, so if it's for her birthday, happy birthday, Miss Huda Beauty, because you're out here killing it. This is a 3-piece collection, you guys. That's it. 3 pieces, 3 items in this collection. And the way I saw this all over my social media feed was insane. If there's one thing Huda Beauty knows how to do, it is fucking market, you guys. It is getting people's attention and getting talked about, because that is what people were doing. People were seeing Huda Beauty herself use this powder, not knowing what it is, but kind of knowing what it is. I mean, we knew enough that she was releasing a new powder, and it was a purple powder, and then we started to see a bunch of people on TikTok actually putting purple eyeshadow under their eyes. Huda was responding, and it just turned into like this whole marketing campaign. Very organic, very authentic. Don't know if it was authentic, but it got people's attention. It worked. First item we have, which is like the star of the show. This is the new limited edition, by the way. I did see that she already made the statement that it is limited edition. It's been confirmed. However, she said based on the feedback and based on how people respond to the powder, they may or may not make it permanent. So this is going to be a limited edition Easy Bake powder. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not the biggest fan of the Easy Bake Powder formula. I used to love it. I used to use Pound Cake back in the day when it first came out, and I really liked it. But I stopped using it because I got really into the one size one. I started using kimchi, and then I bought the peach powder. And I did like it, but I wasn't obsessed with it. I felt like the formula slightly changed. However, I do know that Huda did change her packaging. I don't know if maybe there's been new reformulation, but I'm gonna try out the ube powder just because I do love that electric lilac shade. And I'll do a dedicated video so that way you guys can see if whether or not I like the formula again. Okay, I'm going on a tangent, so let's get back into what this product is. So this is her Easy Bake Powder in the ube birthday cake shade. It's an electric lilac blush to bright under eye. So keep that in mind, you guys. This is the type of powder that's just supposed to enhance your blush. It's supposed to give that purple rosy under eye, which again is a very like aesthetic type of thing. This is like very much, you know, if you like purple, you're gonna love this. If you're not into that, I don't think you're gonna love this. Now, there are some color correction benefits to purple. I'm gonna be honest with you guys though. As a professional makeup artist, purple powder is never like the first thing I grab. I do like lavender powders, but sometimes they can lean a little ashy. So I'm kind of excited for this powder because it has a little bit more pigment compared to a lot of the other lavender powders that I've seen out there. But this is something that's gonna be most complimentary to those who are in the medium skin tone that have more of a warmer olive undertone. I'm sure it's still gonna look beautiful on other skin tones, but something to note about color correction is that certain skin tones are gonna get the most benefit out of certain colors, meaning that like if you have dark under eyes that lean a little bit more blue-gray, a peach color corrector or a peach powder is gonna look best on you. That doesn't mean that someone who doesn't have that discoloration isn't gonna like the peach powder, but it's not really gonna give the same purpose as it would with someone who has like discoloration. So just keep that in mind whenever it comes to colored powders. Although there's a lot of people who like the appearance, at the end they do kind of have a purpose. But I feel like we're seeing a big wave in makeup where color correction is still kept in mind when it comes to creating colored products like color cosmetics, but for the most part there's very much just like color themes overall. Like you can see in her marketing and Huda's marketing, everything's purple marketing. All the models are wearing purple, they have purple accessories, so it's very much on theme. When you kind of bring those colors together, it creates like that monochromatic aesthetic makeup, which is definitely something I love as an artist. So there are two other items in this collection. The next one we have is the Ooh Baby Faux Filler Non-Sticky Gloss. Is that what it's called? Like, is that the actual name of the entire product? So the shade is Ooh Baby, like ube. But I think, I don't know, on Sephora it says Faux Filler Non-Sticky Gloss. I don't know if that's like the actual name of the product. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have never used Huda's glosses. I have used them before, but not on myself. I've used like on clients before that own them and they wanted to wear their gloss. I put it on them and it is a gorgeous formula. I'll say the colors are really nice, but I can't confidently say like I love these because I've never used them on myself. But if you do love this formula, there is a new shade. Now I'm gonna be honest, I like this shade. I have a couple things to say about the gloss and then the next product. I just kind of wish it was a little more purple. To me, it's just pink. And from what I know, Huda already has a pink gloss, which is called like Sugar Baby or something like that. So I kind of wish that this had more of a purple in it, or even like a purple glitter or something like that. I haven't seen it in person though, so I'm just kind of basing this off of photos online. I just wish it had more of that purple in it, you know, because I feel like we've seen a lot of pinks from Huda, and something more purple, I feel like it would have stood out and it would have been more cohesive to the collection. And the last item in the collection is the Ube Cream Blush Filter Soft Glow Liquid Blush. Now I'm gonna be honest, I love this formula. I have some of Huda's little blushes in that cute compact. First of all, her packaging is just so good. I feel like marketing, packaging, she knows how to do it. That whole brand knows what the fuck they're doing, you guys. They're like 10 out of 10 on everything. Again, like the lip gloss, I just wish this had more purple. And I actually saw a couple other people on TikTok talking about this. They were comparing the purple About Face blush to this one and saying that they kind of wish that it had more purple. As far as pricing, the powder is $39, which is the standard rate for all of her other powders. The blush is $23 and the lip gloss is $21. I feel like the gloss is kind of steep, but I've heard really good things about this formula. I've seen people online say that it is the best formula that they've ever tried. I really need to buy one of these because if that's what people are claiming, I need to try it. But those are the prices overall. Let me know if you guys are gonna be picking any of these up. Next up in our 2025 January releases, we have Rare Beauty launching 7, I think it's 7, yes, 7 contour shades. So these are the soft pinch liquid contour. Based on the claims, this is supposed to be the same formula as their blush, and it's just supposed to be in shades that are meant to be used for bronzing and contouring. Each shade is a whopping $28, which to me is honestly kind of a little steep, but I've heard really good things about this, you guys. I've heard a lot of people say that they love the Rare Beauty blushes. I've used them. Oh my god, my cat is going off. Now I have used the Rare Beauty blushes and I do like them. I can't say I was like in love with it and it was anything groundbreaking, but it was nice. You know, it looked really good on my skin. It lasted all day, but it's nothing that I would like, you know, run to Sephora to once they release different shades. I'm gonna read off the shade names and the undertone. So the first one that we have is Gentle, which is meant for more fair skin. This has a more cool taupe undertone. The next one is Mellow, which is for light skin, which has more of a cool brown undertone. The next one is Soulless, which is meant for medium skin, which is also a cool taupe. So I'm assuming that's just a darker cool taupe than the first one. We have Serene, which is meant for medium skin, and this just says brown. That's it. I'm assuming that's just kind of like a standard brown, like a neutral brown maybe. I don't know if the undertone's supposed to be medium brown. I'm reading this off as like, no, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like, yeah, fair, light, medium, and then the undertone next to it. So it just says brown. I don't know what that means, but I'll plug in a photo. The next shade we have is Tranquil, which is for medium deep skin, and this is a cool brown. Okay, so that's more of an undertone. And then we have Peaceful, which is for deep skin, which is a neutral brown. And last we have Sublime, which is also for deep skin, which is a cool brown. So that's pretty cool. We basically have every single skin tone and 2 different undertones. So something a little bit more neutral and something a little bit more cool, which is perfect because that's exactly what you need for bronzing and contouring. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm gonna be picking any of these up unless I try them in person or one of my students has them. Then maybe, you know, if I see that the formula is amazing, then I'll give it a shot. But I felt like this was a good item or release to mention just because I like the way that their shade range is very inclusive, but it's nice and small. Like they really narrowed everything down. I feel like sometimes brands overdo shade ranges when it comes to sculpting products, which is something that I don't feel like needs to be, you know, 50 different shades, not like a foundation or concealer. Just because you're sculpting, this is something that could be more adaptable to different skin tones and you're not necessarily matching to a skin tone. You know, it has a purpose. It's supposed to be darker, it's supposed to be deeper and have more of like that sculpting feature. So I do like the way that this is a shade range and selection that's very easy to choose your shade. Like I'm sure anyone can just go into Sephora, swatch a couple, and you're gonna find the shade that you like. Now don't quote me because I haven't actually done that in person yet, but this just kind of seems like the line that's gonna be easy for you to pick the shade that you need in order to like sculpt and chisel. So this next release that we have for January 2025 is by Miss Charlotte Tilbury. Darling. Every time I think of Charlotte Tilbury, you guys, I hear it in my head. I hear darling. Like she's just so like when she talks, she comes out, you know, like there's just something about it. I need to know if anyone has ever met Charlotte in person. Is she really like this in person, you guys? Does she really call everyone darling? Not darling, darling. And you know what? I love it, you guys. Charlotte has just like, she's an icon. You know, when you hear her voice, when you think of her, it's like when you hear her name, you think of things, you know. Charlotte Tilbury reminds you of something, and that to me is an icon. Anyway, our darling Charlotte Tilbury has released new Hollywood contour wands. So I believe this is a shade extension because she does already have some. So let's find out what these are. These are easy to use, super flattering cream contour wands that create sculpted cheekbones, layer and blend flawlessly over liquid and powder makeup for a long-lasting wear that doesn't crease or set fine lines. You guys, every time I read the descriptions for Charlotte Tilbury, I kind of have to like laugh and giggle a little. Charlotte Tilbury is the type of brand that will oversell a product, you guys. The way they're like, flawless, radiant, gorgeous, stunning diamonds on your face. That's just what I get with Charlotte Tilbury, you guys. It's like they're just so animated, but their products are so sick, you know? It's like I can't even like shit on them for being so dramatic and animated with their descriptions and their marketing because they sell really good products, you guys. I don't think I've ever used anything by Charlotte Tilbury that I did not like. I would have an entire makeup kit, you guys, of every single product being Charlotte Tilbury, and I would be so fucking happy. I think the makeup would look so fucking beautiful. It would apply seamlessly just because they know how to make good makeup. So let's get into the shades and then I'll get into the price. So the first one we have is Fair, which is fair with neutral undertones. The next one we have is Medium, which is for medium skin with warm to neutral undertones. Then we have Tan, which is tan with warm and neutral undertones. Then we have Tan Deep, which is just a extension of tan, which is deep with neutral undertones. And lastly, we have Deep, which is deep with cool undertones. And you guys, the imaging, the marketing for this is a 10 out of 10. Charlotte Tilbury just knows how to do it. She's very similar to Huda Beauty, where they just have such a like staple brand image that just works for them. Now these are $42, which is definitely a little steep, but I feel like this is one of those products that, again, like the Rare Beauty contour wand, you're gonna have this for a very long time. You know, this is something that you're not using all over your face. You're just using it around the cheekbone area, around, you know, the areas that you want to create dimension. So you are getting a lot of product for this. I know for a fact I've used this formula before, and this is something that does go a very long way. Okay, so this next release is something that I am personally very, very excited for. MAC had been teasing that they were going to be re-releasing some discontinued lippies, and along with bringing some of those back, they created new ones, and they just released this entire new line of lip products. So let's get into that. MAC released 19 new nude lip products. That's right, nudes. So this is like their whole new nude collection, which I'm honestly obsessed with. There's a lipstick in here called Folio. Oof, it is just so fucking beautiful. Now, something that I love about MAC is that they don't know how to be subtle. They've always been that very loud and proud brand, you know, like they're very much pop of color, in your face, very out there campaigns. I kind of wish they brought that back, but I feel like they're slowly doing that, and this campaign is one of those. I mean, they just released 19 new lippies, a bunch of new shades, some that are discontinued, and some that were lip liners that are now turned into lipsticks. There's 3 different lip formulas that they have in this entire lip collection. So they have their Luster Glass Sheer Shine Lipstick, which is going to be $27. This is kind of like, sometimes they look more metallic-y. They're very sheer, they don't have as much coverage, and they're extremely shiny. So kind of think of like a hybrid of a lip gloss and a lipstick. Next formula in this line is their Maximal Silky Matte Lipstick. So this is going to be $25. This is personally my favorite formula out of all of these. I was personally always a big fan of their Retro Matte formula, but from what I've heard, I think they have phased this out and they replaced it with the Maximal Silky Matte formula, which is still really nice. I do have a few shades. I have Creme de Nude, I have Call It Cozy. All the shades in this line are absolutely stunning, but there's a few shades that stand out, you guys. So the ones that we have here that are standout, like call outs, like I need to mention shades. The first one we have is Hodgepodge, and these are all in the bullet form lipstick. We're gonna get into their liquid lipsticks or their mousse lipsticks in a bit, but Hodgepodge, you guys, was a lip liner that they had way back in the day, you guys, and it was one of the most gorgeous lip liners. They turned it into a lipstick. I don't know how I feel about that, just because it was a lip liner that gave a lot of dimension to the lip. I'm sure it looks beautiful all over, and you can always just put it all over your lips, put something lighter in the center to create a more dimensional kind of like Bratz doll lip. But they did make Hodgepodge in a lipstick, in case anyone is a fan of the OG Hodgepodge lip liner. For those who love Peach Stock lipstick, it is back, you guys. This is a holy grail. This was one of the best sellers for MAC. Of course, they discontinue their fucking best sellers all the time. I don't know why, but they brought it back. I don't know if it's permanent or limited edition. So far, I haven't seen any verbiage stating that, but Peach Stock is back in case any of you guys want to restock. They also brought back Stone Lipstick, which I think was discontinued. I'm personally not the biggest fan of Stone Lipstick. Stone Lipstick is based off of Stone Lip Liner, which is a gorgeous cool tone, kind of like gray brown lip liner. Now, I do love Stone Lip Liner. However, my beef with it is that I don't feel like it's dark enough. I feel like it's a gorgeous lip liner for those who lean more light to kind of medium tan. But once you kind of get into like that deep, deep dark, you don't really get that cool tone. A lot of people who are in that deep, deep dark skin tone typically use Chestnut or Cork, which I love, but I just feel like Chestnut and Cork are more warm. You know, I wish there was something darker that pulled a little bit more cool. Last but not least, Flesh Pot is back, you guys. Flesh Pot I do love. This is a gorgeous nude lipstick, you guys. It just looks beautiful on anyone. Use any lip liner with it. It's the type of lipstick that just looks so beautiful against any lip liner. But yeah, these are $25. Let me know if you guys are gonna pick up any of these new shades or the discontinued shades. And last but not least in this line, we also have the Powder Kiss Liquid Lip Color. That is a mouthful. It's basically a liquid lipstick, you guys. It's kind of like the Maybelline ones that kind of have like a moussey finish. I do really like this formula. I used to use Caviar, which was the black one. Oh my god, that one was so beautiful. I used to love having it in my kit. Anytime I would do like more editorial makeup, I would put that on the lips, and then I would put like a glitter and a clear gloss, and it just looked like an oil slick lip. But this is a gorgeous lip formula. It's not drying. It's very comfortable on the lips. So there are new shades. We have Buffiest, which is a mid-tone nudie pink. We have Chestnut. Oh my God, Chestnut. I did not know that they brought Chestnut. Okay, so there's a shade that they have. It's a lip gloss. It's called Chocolate. It's a lip gloss by MAC. Oh my God, it is so beautiful. And I always wanted that color, that exact color in a liquid lipstick. And I think Chestnut is probably gonna be the closest to it, but I have to check this out in person. Honestly, you guys, this is the first time I'm seeing these shades, and I did not know that they brought Chestnut in a liquid lipstick. Okay, so the next one we have is Habit, and Habit is a peachy nude. This one looks really pretty. We have It's Personal, which is a warm tone light beige nude. Next, we have Rekindled, which is a deep cool brown. And last but not least, we have Taken, which is a warm tone light brown. And these are a little bit more expensive at $28 in comparison to the Bullet lipsticks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if it's your first time watching, make sure to subscribe, stick around. We're posting every Wednesday around here. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll see you guys next time.